Welcome, noble adventurers, to Guild of Good. I'm JC, your program host. Each episode of Guild of Good will be exploring the noble adventures and quest of the Guild of Good and tales of good in the world. I'll be reading some stories I've written, maybe some poetry, some art, and even doing reviews of movies where Guild of Good appears. So let's get ready and enter the halls of the Guild of Good. This is episode 1, and we're going to be reading the book I wrote, Guild of Good. So let's jump right in and start with the first 3 chapters. Guild of Good, Prologue. They knew as soon as they were aware of themselves. They knew it in their very bones and from their head to their toes. They knew it was there, somewhere, sometime, making the world spin and the sun set and rise and set again, and the stars tell the story of the journey and the light shine. Guiding the way, stirring the engine that beat in their chest, moving the hands to work and the mind to imagine and the spirit to yearn. Chapter 1, Balance. Aqua rose with the morning light. They always did. It was their special time, filled with quiet and the early rays of the sun sparkling with the colors of their namesake. Aqua's birth guide, Pima, said that on the day Aqua entered this world, the sun rays shone with a new light. This beautiful concoction of bright blue and bright green, like flecks of ocean and fire. Pima thought this was special and carried a message to pay attention to. But they also told Aqua that every birth brought in a new color and light, so Aqua grew knowing that they were special, and so was every life. And thus was the balanced forged and struck of bold humility, born of sacred salutation. Chapter 2, Discovery. Aqua was an independent spirit from the moment they could move. But they felt they were part of a pattern that felt fresh and close in memory. When Aqua was 5 years old, they remember being moved by a sense of ritual and an excitement about what each day would bring. They had a beautiful device in their bedroom that came from another age long before they'd been born, and this made it an object of fascination and specialness. Each day that Aqua awoke, their eyes landed on the device out past the end of their bed. It was long and solid, with a case of rich, reddish wood. Across the front were 2 sliding panels with 2 inset brass rings, 1 in each panel. These rings were just at the right height for Aqua. Pima and Port had to bend down. Pima and Port knew that Aqua was an inquisitive soul who liked to work things out for themselves. So as any good birth stewards would, they left Aqua alone with what Aqua thought of as the device. Aqua sat on the floor in front of the beautiful wood and shining rings, and it didn't take them long to realize that the rings were just the right size for a Pima or Port finger. Aqua could fit 2, and with fingers in place, they pushed the right panel right and the left panel left, and the world opened. There before Aqua was a glass panel with many silver metal knobs and levers all around. Below this panel were shelves of what looked like very thin and colorful square books. Aqua pulled one out and discovered that the thin object was in fact like a sleeve with a black shiny disc within. Such a mystery! What could this thing with striking art and the words "The Beatles" and "revolver" be? Since these seemingly magical discs were stored inside the device, Aqua deduced that they must go together. Exploring further, Aqua discovered 3 brass hinges along the top of the backside of the cabinet and saw that the whole top could lift on the hinges. With all their might, Aqua pushed up and more magic was revealed. There, inside a sort of tray compartment, was a round thing just the size of the discs with a silver post and some sort of arm alongside. A knob was nearby. Aqua explored the device more and found that one of the knobs by the glass front said on-off. They turned the dial to on, and the glass suddenly lit up with a warm golden light like the sun. Nothing else happened, though, so Aqua returned to the knob up top by the round thing, and they gave that a turn. And suddenly the black circle started to spin. This sparked an idea in Aqua's mind. They noticed that the black disc with the revolver sleeve had a hole in the center that seemed to be just the same size as the post in the center of the spinning black circle in the top of the cabinet. Aqua sensed that they should be careful with both the device and the revolver disc, so they gingerly placed the disc over the post, and something magic happened. The disc started to spin, and the arm magically moved on its own, gently dropping down onto the edge of the spinning disc. And then even more magic happened. Music started to play, and Aqua's life began. Chapter 3, Training. Aqua loved the travel time of night and the swirling colors behind their eyes that accompanied Aqua's liftoff into their nightly adventures. But they couldn't wait to greet each morning with the music of the device. They had listened to the whole revolver disc, but there was one song Aqua was drawn to. The song was written by someone called Paul, but when Aqua listened to the song that pulled at them like the beat of their heart and the pattern of the sun, it was the beetle named George, whose voice Aqua heard and presence they felt. And just as Aqua sensed the it out there, somewhere, sometime, they knew that George was different. On the disc sleeve, photos of the 4 beetles showed that George's penetrating eyes seemed to gaze far away into another world, and they were quiet, like the special morning time of the aqua-sparkled sun. The song was called Tomorrow Never Knows, and Aqua found it mesmerizing. They couldn't get enough of it, and they played it over and over again. It transported Aqua to another world. Even though it was the moving and exotic sounds that ignited Aqua's spirit, because Aqua liked to know, they listened carefully to the words of the song and sensed they were a message and a map and somehow related to the elusive it that Aqua felt thrumming in their veins and whispering in the wind. Tomorrow never knows. Turn off your mind, relax, and float downstream. It is not dying. It is not dying. Lay down all thoughts. Surrender to the void. It is shining. It is shining. That you may see the meaning of within. It is being. It is being. That love is all. That love is everyone. It is knowing. It is knowing. That ignorance and hate may mourn the dead. It is believing. It is believing. But listen to the color of your dream. It is not living. It is not living. All play the game, existence to the end. Of the beginning. Of the beginning. Of the beginning. Aqua even discovered that George's birth was only 1 day after Aqua's, though many years earlier, and that made the sense of connection even stronger and more special. Aqua's morning ritual became leaping out of bed at 6 a.m., looking out the window and greeting whatever the day was to bring, sitting down cross-legged on the floor before the device, closing their eyes, and listening to Tomorrow Never Knows 10 times. Little did Aqua know, they were in training. See you next time.
Hello, my name is Lennon, and I'm going to be teaching you some origami that has to do with the part of a story that my good friend JC just read to you. I hope you enjoy. Hello, it's me, Lennon, and in this episode, I'm going to teach you how to fold this record disc that if you flip it around, it pops out and turns into an aqua sun. with like the sun part here and then the shining part here. Let's go. Okay, here goes. Start by folding your square piece of paper in half with the green side up. This corner to this corner. And if you don't have a glue on one side, green on the other piece of paper, then you can just take a regular piece of paper, cut it so that it's shaped like a square, and color it blue on one side and green on the other, so that you have good colors. And then unfold and fold this corner up to this corner. And then we're going to do, and then unfold, and we're gonna do a blitz fold. That's when you fold all four corners into the center of the square. And try to be as precise as possible. Now, fold this, and then take one of these four corners and fold it out to that point, where the crease touches the edge, like so. You don't need to fold this one all the way, just make like a little pinch so you can see it. Unfold and fold the same corner to that pinch. Now, rotate it and fold this up on that point so that it's the same fold, but you don't have to make the reference points. And repeat on the other two corners. Now unfold these four and refold them inward instead of outward. So you have a square inside another square. And then take one of these corners and fold it up to the corner of the inner square. Unfold and rotate it up here and kind of unfold these, but you don't have to do it all the way. And turn these mountain folds into valley folds. Do you know what mountain folds and valleys are? Valley folds are ones where they go up and the thing comes up towards you, and mountain folds are ones where they go down and it unfolds away from you. So we're going to do a reverse fold here. So we reverse these creases, and we reverse these creases so that it goes inside there like that. And then there's no floppy corner on either side. And then repeat that on the other three corners. And you can always pause or rewind if you needed to see that again. So now you have like a Blitz flower thing. This kind of looks cool as it is, because here's the aqua sun, and here is the record disc. But, see, it pops out like that when you aren't holding it down. And, well, we want kind of like a swift, nice sound effect when you pop it out. So if you go any farther than this, then you might have to refold a bit of it to turn it from the sun back into the record. So, be warned. Okay. So, magic camera, zoom in. Lift up these flaps, and you'll see this corner on the inside. We'll take that corner and fold it diagonally to one way. And put these back down, flatten it a lot, and then lift them back up and do it the other diagonal way. Now fold them down and flatten it, and you've got one corner. Now repeat that on the other four corners to really flatten it. And I'll say it again. Lift up these two flaps, take this corner and fold it in half diagonally to make like a half of a diamond shape. You see that? And take the other side and diagonal that too. And here is like a square inside like this blocky, kind of close to a circle thing. And here's the thing. If you want it to look more circle, you can follow the rest of these steps. But that also makes it harder to refold into the thing. So here it goes. Take this corner and make a pinch mark between this point and this point. So just lift this up and put those two together and pinch it so that you can see it. And now you have a little triangle in between this point, and this point. So fold it up, and fold the triangle up, and between that point and that point, and turn over here, make a reference point between here and here, and fold it, and that is one corner. But you can see these flippy floppies. So unfold those and lift up this flap. And we're going to do a closed sink, which is a kind of hard step if you're a beginner. So you keep this pocket open. You keep it closed. And you just push in that little diamond, and just neatly as possible slide it in so that there's a little pocket there. Pull out, diamond, push it in. And there we have 1 out of 4 corners of this thing. And also you can do that same sink fold thing on this point with just a little taste for how much rounded you want it to be. And voila. 1 out of 4 corners complete of this record. And I'm gonna fast forward this part, so go back. Me too. And we are done. Here we have this record disc, and it spins. It doesn't play music though. That's the power of editing. Here is our record disc. And if you pop it out, it is the shining sun. Look, here's the sun part, and the rest of it's just sign. And to get it back together, you may guess it takes a lot of refolding. And if you want it to get really flat and leave it as a record disc, then just put it under a bunch of books and leave it there for a while, and then it'll stay flat. Well, see you soon.